Okay. Don't mind the head wrap. I just got on here to say a couple of few things about the Kenneka Jenkins thing. I've been following this case since the day that it happened. Well, actually, was the next morning, wasn't it? The next morning after the fact, because it blew up really fast. Um, I seen the little Rosemont files or whatever. I also watched a lot of people's live videos, and along with the live videos came a lot of fake videos also. I seen the very first one of Irene's video that shed light into the beginning part or the middle or at the end or whatever, however they want to say it, when Kenneka was on the bed supposedly drunk or whatever, and she had the glasses. Now, one thing I'll say about that, with no doubt in my mind, that something happened. No doubt. Ain't no 19-year-old little girl just getting ready to go walk into a freezer by herself. And, you know, now there was the Dr. Oz show that because people were asking what happened to her shoe. Why was her shoe off? Where's her sock? I want to know where her sock is too. Um, but like people said, there's people who wear Jordans that don't wear socks with their Jordans. But there is also people that wear socks with their Jordans, and they have the little ankle socks that got the little sticky thing on the back that makes sure the socks don't slip. Um, I wanted to know how there was two lip glosses in there. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and I know about lip glosses. Heck, I used to be 14 myself, so I know that there is the probability that she had most on her. Not saying that because I have a 14-year-old daughter who is obsessed with lip glosses. Um, so when it comes down to it, I want to know how they both got in there, but I mean that's up for speculation. She could have had to. Um, the thing with the shoe, Dr. Oz said that her clothes was half off and her breasts were coming protruding out of her shirt. Um, he said that that's one of the last stages in hypothermia where they experience a hot flash and they start undressing themselves. Um, I don't know how true that is because I'm not a doctor. Pretty for sure the man would know what he was talking about, but at the same time, again, there's something wrong with that case. Something's wrong. I went through the files yesterday. I started going through the Rosemont PD files at I say 3 3:30, 4 o'clock, maybe, and I found some very disturbing things on there that I could say did not look very good. Um, One thing that I really was puzzled by is upon reading the statements from the witnesses or whatever, the hotel staff worker had mentioned something about there being a mess in the pool and the pool needed to be cleaned out. Somebody had defecated in the pool. Now, me being a person who has worked with old people, I do know that when you come to the point of getting ready to pass and cross over, you do some people tend to use the bathroom on themselves. They release their bowels. And that is because everything in their body relaxes um, because they're no longer alive. So none of that stuff is tightening and holding on. So it just kind of seemed funny to me that they said something about the swimming pool needing to be closed. And I know that there was a lot of people from all the videos that I have watched that have talked about the swimming pool area. You know, I also watched the way the police officers took the route that Kenneka would have took. Oh, another thing. They said the videos, the kicker. They said that she was found in the lower level freezer, kitchen area. Excuse me. But she was seen on the lower level kitchen area camera. And then after that, she was seen on the upper level. And if you look at where they had actually brought Teresa and I can't pronounce the sister's name. Dang, I can't pronounce her name. Where they brought Teresa and the sister in there. If you look at the camera, it has it up there in the corner. It says the upper level. So how is it that she was found in the lower level kitchen freezer?
No, they seen that 230 or 224 and jumped from now to 241.
Yeah, that part too. How y'all see her at 11:20 something and 2:20 something, and then it goes like just at the blink of an eye. It goes from 2:21 to 2:41. So that's 20 whole minutes that just got cut out of that whole little, you know. What happened? Where's those 20 minutes at? Those 20 minutes need to be accounted for. Like, we need to see what happened in those 20 minutes. Who was coming up and down that hallway? Do I personally feel like the friends had anything to do with it? I am not God, so I cannot judge. Just like a lot of us are not God and we don't need to be judging, there's a lot of us that are judging. And honestly and truthfully, I can't say whether or not any of them young ladies had anything to do with it. But me being a kid, I know kids get into a lot of stuff. Well, me being a kid once in my life, let me clear that up. I know kids tend to do a lot of crazy stuff. She was a 19-year-old girl. She was just now finding her own. So, you know, I agree that she was groomed to be about money. It's the easiest way to say it. She was groomed to be about money. From the time that she was, that too, from the time that she was a little girl, I went back and on MySpace, I actually finally got back into my old MySpace page. And the only reason why I got on MySpace is so that I could go and hunt down Kenneka's MySpace. And I seen a lady who actually helped me. I can't remember what the lady's name was, but I do believe that if she ever comes across my video, she would know. I appreciate you, because if it wasn't for you, I never would have went to MySpace to look for her or Lenore. There it is. Her name is Lenore. So I went to MySpace and I found one of Kenneka's pages. Yes, that baby had multiple pages on MySpace. No, there is nothing. There's only one picture that I found on Kenneka's profile that has Lenore in it. I seen maybe 2 pictures on Lenore's page that had Kenneka in it. But see, the thing about that is I really ain't for sure if it was Kenneka or not, because in those pictures, in Lenore's MySpace pictures, Lenore and Kenneka look alike. They look a lot alike. An awful lot alike. Give me a second. I'll go in the house and I will definitely show the names of what their MySpaces are. Kenneka's is Miss MXZ dot money, MONEYY, over which is O capital V A niggas. N-I-G-G. I'm trying to think of the way she spelled it off the top of my head. But it's just a lot of things about this case that's just not sitting well with me. It still ain't sitting well with me. And I agree with a lot of people. There's a lot of things that goes on, that has went on in this case, that is causing a lot of us to lose a lot of sleep. There's times that I don't go to sleep because I'm too busy on YouTube and Facebook and MySpace and all these other social sites just to try to follow what the heck I can on this little girl. It's a sad situation. Me being a mother, Teresa is taking it very good. Let me just say that. Teresa's handling it a heck of a lot better than what I would be able to do, and I'm a mother. I'm a mother of 4. So just know that if it was my 19-year-old daughter and I'm telling these people the day within 24 hours that my baby is missing in y'all's property, you think that y'all from ready to keep on letting people in here so y'all can rent out rooms? No. See, what Teresa should have did is the minute that she called or she went down there and they said that no, we're not, it's going to take the police to come and get it. Get the video surveillance. Oh, okay. Well, don't worry about it. I'll be back. I would have went home or out there to my vehicle, grabbed my gun and held that whole motherfucker up until they showed me that video. And I'm not talking about pieces and snippets. I'm talking about I would have watched the whole motherfucking thing. I would have barricaded myself in a room by myself. And if them police and detectives and everybody else that would have came, if they couldn't understand the pain of a mother that's looking for her child, who done went off the deep end because she knows for a fact that her child is in this place, I don't know what to say. But I would have did it completely differently. I'm pretty for sure there's a lot of people out here that would agree that they would have done it differently also. More big ups to Miss Teresa, because she's a strong individual. Because again, I'm a mother. I got a 14-year-old daughter. I have one daughter. And if anything happened to her, I'm coming for everybody's head, kid or not. I don't care. If she went to a hotel party with her friends, guess what? Her friends is the ones responsible. So if my baby end up dead, what you think ever happened to them kids? No, I'm not going to kill them. But I'm going to make them wish that they was. Because y'all responsible. Y'all going to be held to responsibility to the utmost of my power. If I got to talk shit to y'all every day. Now, when it come down to it, I'm sorry. I mean, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff that is really confusing about this case. It's a lot of stuff that is off about this case. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that I just don't understand. And I'm talking about, I didn't get off that Rosemont file until, I know, like 2 a.m. And I got on it at 3. Like 3:30 in the afternoon. And I didn't get off until 2 a.m. after 2. So, I mean, that's a lot of stuff to be going through. It's a lot of videos. It's just a lot of stuff to be going through, you know. And I literally went through it piece by piece by piece by piece by piece because I wanted to know. And then the slap in the face. You know what? I got an uncle down there. I'm going to try to reach out to my uncle and see if he didn't heard anything. See if they're still, you know, see if they're still pursuing this case, or if they just done completely just closed it and just let it go and not worried about it no more. I know there's a lot of people who saying that Kenneka is supposed to be in witness protection. There's a lot of people that saying that she faked her death. Yeah, I seen the post where she said sometimes she wished that she could just disappear and see who all would miss her. But I feel like we all feel like that. I mean, at one time in our life, we all feel like we want to just disappear and see who all's gonna grieve, or see who all's gonna show up and show out, if you will. Who's gonna come and support me that I'm not anywhere to be found. I'm just up in the wind without a trace. Who's gonna miss me? Who's going to actually show up and show out? I mean, I seen that post. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that. Now, do I feel like it's a cover up? My morning coffee. Do I feel like it's a cover up? I think we can all agree that there's some stuff that's not right in there. Do I feel like it's a cover up? Yeah. I feel like something is being covered up. Now, what is being covered up, I have no idea. And usually I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm like a psychic or nothing like that. But one thing that I can say that my grandmother did pass down to me is the ability to feel stuff and to sense stuff and to see stuff. Generally, I'm a good judge of character. Like, nothing has made my senses like just jump off at this case other than the fact that something was really wrong. There's also people that was saying that was not Kenneka that was in that freezer because of the tattoos and this, that, and the other. Well, if you really were doing your research and you really were watching and going on the Rosemont files, you would see that no, they did not release every single crime scene photo of her. No, they didn't. But they do have them all on that website. And it's sad to say, but that was that baby. That was that baby. She had the star tattoos on her back, the flower tattoo on her belly, like kind of close to her groin area, like, if you will, like right there in the crease. So, I mean, it's sad to say because I wanted to believe so bad that wasn't that baby. I wanted to believe that maybe it was a cover up. She just seen something that she didn't need to see, and they took her out of the situation and faked her death. I really wholeheartedly wanted to believe that. But the truth is, going through every single last one of those files in that Rosemont file, that was that baby. Rest in heaven. It's a sad situation. And I feel like this world is going down. Um, there's a lot of stuff that is happening in this world that should not be happening and should not be going on. But it is. Excuse me. I just took my scarf off. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff that should not be happening, and a lot of stuff that is happening that I feel like is just completely ridiculous. The world is coming to an end. There's a lot of stuff that is just wrong and being controlled, and a lot of truth that is not being told. And it's ridiculous. It really is. It is really, really, really ridiculous. Let me lift up my camera. I'm sitting outside in my truck. I don't smoke in my house, so I smoke cigarettes outside. So I come outside and sit in my vehicle. But I'm not going to make this any longer. Tell me what y'all think. what y'all feel, y'all's feelings, if y'all made any other connections. I do have pictures from when I was on there, and I did screenshot a couple of things, which I think I may try to go back and try to find the witness statement saying from the actual hotel employee that was saying that there was something wrong, like somebody had defecated in the pool. I feel like that pool area, it is a factor. It does play a part in that, because the way that baby looked, her clothes were wet. Her clothes were wet. If she was frozen to death, and her being wet like that, she would have been stiff as a board. I'm sorry, but I cook, and you can't sit here and get pieces of chicken to unthaw within 2 hours, even if you put it in water, even if you set it out in room temperature. You cannot get it to unthaw within an hour and a half to 2 hours. Those are pieces, little pieces. You got to think about it. This is a whole human being. There's no way in the world they sat here and unthawed that baby body that fast. There's no way. That would have took days to unthaw. It would have, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion. Everything that I have stated is just my opinion. So if you have anything smart to say or anything like that, please keep it to yourself. Now, if you want to debate or if you want to talk about it, then yes, we are more than welcome to do that. We can have a discussion if you would like. I don't really care, but just please, no negative stuff. No, none of that extra that I've been seeing a lot of people on here doing. I just feel like it's a lot. I feel like it is a lot going on, and a lot of stuff that is not being told, a lot of stuff that should be told, but it is not. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like it is funny, though. It is very funny. Some funny things has happened, and somebody needs to pay for, taking that baby life. She was a pretty little girl. Like, come on, man. Like, all this violence and stuff, it needs to end. Like, the way it's going, we're not going to have a future, because all of our future is getting killed or killing each other off. Come on, man. We need a future. I'm 35. We need futures. We got kids. That's why we have them, so we can pass our legacies on to them. We ain't gonna have nobody to pass our legacies on to, because our kids are barely making it past the age of 16. I'm just saying. Some of them is making it past 16, but they're not making it to 20. Some of them are making it to 20, but not making it to 25. And if they make it to 25, they're dang sure not making it to 30. I mean, come on, man. It's our responsibilities as parents to sit here and raise our kids to be individuals, not followers, not puppets, not none of that. We're raising them to be gentlemen and young ladies. We're raising them to be able to get off on their own and do something with themselves. Maybe become a president or something, so they could change the way things are going. We have to rear our kids. We can't just let them raise themselves. I, for one, will not let my kids be a statistic. They're not going to be thugs, drug dealers, gangbangers. I'm not raising none of that.
Can't raise them to be thugs.
Nope. Now, I could teach them now. Now, that's another stereotypical thought. Let me correct that, because I know that there's parents that have done the best that they could do by giving them things, buying them any and everything that they want. But you cannot buy a kid. You can't buy a kid's love. You can't buy a kid's affection, because it does not work like that. Yeah, they say that it's crazy when I used to think my parents was crazy when they say kids want to be disciplined. They want to be. What? But in all actuality, it makes sense. They do. Because if you don't discipline them, if you don't say nothing to them and you just let them do whatever it is that they want, they think that you don't care.
Yeah.
And if they think that you don't care, they're going to be looking for love in all the wrong places. I mean, I'm just saying. When it comes down to it, we need to take a look at this Kenneka Jenkins thing a little bit deeper, a little bit closer, and do a lot more research. Me, for one, I want to know who defecated in the poo. That's what I want to know. Because again, like I said, when people cross over, when they are no longer in this world and they cross over to the next one, everything releases. Their whole body relaxes. And when their body relaxes, that means that everything relaxes. And they, 9 times out of 10, release their bowels. Now, I had a niece who passed. I had a grandmother who passed. I had a couple of grandmothers who passed. I had a grandfather that passed. Usually that's what happens. They usually do. Not everybody does it, but a majority of people usually release their bowels when they pass. But I'm not going to sit up here and take up no more of y'all's time. It's early, 8:32. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here and sit it on in. Y'all have a blessed day. And if there's anybody that would like to have a discussion about anything that I said or comment on anything that I said, please feel free. Oh, I didn't get the, okay, here I come. I didn't give the names of police car. Oh, I had a piece of tobacco on my tooth. But feel free to comment. You can email me. If there's anybody that would like to say anything but don't want it to be linked back to them, feel free to call me. Or, well, not call me, but feel free to email me, and I will definitely set the record straight. I will put any and everything out here. I am not afraid of nothing that goes on in this world. The only thing that I am afraid of is the one above. I am afraid of him. I'm not really so much of afraid of him. I'm afraid of what he's going to do because of the way the world is going. But I pray, I pray, and I stay prayed up. I repent, as well as a lot of other people should, But with that being said, I really do feel, again, like there is more to the Kenneka Jenkins thing. I would love to find out who it was that defecated in the pool. Was it a kid? Was it an adult? Do they I know they don't have cameras in there. So, how else would they know that somebody defecated in the pool other than them going in there and seeing it? So, if y'all went in there and seen that, then that means that y'all know something happened in there. That should have been one place that the police went. They should have did a fecal test on that. They could have ran a fecal test on that to see if it was indeed belonging to Kenneka. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that was not done right. It was a lot of stuff that I feel like this whole case has been handled poorly. But I also feel like it has been damaged also by the fake videos and the editing and the screen. All that has completely ruined this case. And then again, if I'm wrong, sorry. But I don't feel like I'm wrong. I like again, my grandmother gave me, she passed down a wonderful gift. And that gift was feeling, having feelings and, senses and abilities to sense stuff. And I really feel like there is something wrong in that case. I can't put my finger on it. I really wish that I could just close my eyes and be there that night with that little girl and walk with her as she's entering the building all the way up until she gets in that freezer. Like, I really wish that I could close my eyes and see that. I have not gained that kind of knowledge over that gift. It happens when it wants to. You know, it happens when something rides my heart heavy. I don't have the feeling like, but if I keep looking somewhere, I know that something's getting ready to happen that way. Or if I keep thinking about somebody, they're either going to call me, or they're going to pop up, or they're on their way close to me, or something. I'm going to hear from them within an hour. And usually it happens. I have a whole story that I could tell y'all about whenever I was a kid. And matter of fact, I would. Matter of fact, I think I am. I'm going to go ahead and let that be known. Whenever I was a kid, me and my brother, we were at our dad's house in Indiana. And my parents and my aunties and them were all over there at our house. And this was back in the day. They used to get their little sip on the weekends and, play cards. And so that was what they were doing. So one night my auntie was over there and she was playing cards with my dad and my mom and my grandmother. And they were wasted. Like, they were wasted. And I'm talking about my auntie was so wasted, she could barely stand up. We had to walk her out there to the car. So I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, Auntie, why don't you just stay the night? Because you don't need to be driving. She was like, I can't, Nana. I need to get home. I need to get home to my mama. I'm like, okay. Well, Auntie, I need you to drive carefully. I need you to get there. She was like, Nana, I'm going to be all right. She was like, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I'll never forget my auntie telling me that. Never forget my auntie telling me that. So, we walk her out here to the car, me and my brother. And we get her in the car. And anybody who knows me or familiar with Indiana, there's a place called Parkside somewhere in Indiana. And that was where we was at. So we were in Parkside Apartments. And we have a house that is inside of Parkside, but there's the apartments is like over here, and there's a U, and there's in the U there is nothing but houses. And there was a swimming pool. So we were right here on the end at the exit of the U, and we right here at the swimming pool. So we get my auntie in the car and we watch her get in the car and drive up to the end of Parkside Terrace. And when she got ready to turn, it's like she started fading. She faded out of my view, but it's like the world seemed to have faded too. But when it came back, I was in the car with my auntie. I wasn't in the car with my auntie because I stayed at home. Me and my brother watched her pull out of Parkside. When she got out of my view, everything faded and I was in the car. And I told my brother instantly, okay, bub, she's doing okay. I said, okay, so she's going up Parkside. Okay, she'd have made it to the four-way, the stop sign. Okay, bub, she's going through the stop sign. She's passing the school. She made it through the light. She's swerving, though. I said, oh, my God, bub, she's swerving bad. I said, okay, well, she'd have made it to 41. Okay, that's good. Dang, Auntie swerving bad. So, okay, bub, the light just changed. She's going through 41. She's passing da 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 da. She's passing this. Oh, she swerved over again. I said, okay, bub. I said, well, dang, she's not going down to that street. She's going to this street. I said, oh shit, she done made it to the house. Okay, bub. Well, she made it to the house. I said, she's getting out the car. Damn, she just stumbled. She damn near fell. I said, okay, she's walking up the steps. I said, damn, she's putting the key in there. I said, bub, shit, she just dropped the keys. Now, mind you, I told my auntie to call me as soon as she got home. So I'm telling my brother, okay, she put the key in the door. She got in. Okay, she should. I said, bub, I said, go grab the phone. He was like, and now this is no lie. I wish that there was a way for me to call my brother and have him verify what I'm sitting here saying, because it's not only did it scare the hell out of him, but it scared the hell out of me too, because it was the first time that it had ever happened like that, to the point where I had an out-of-body experience where I literally was in the car with my auntie, and I shortened it down, but I literally told him which street she was passing, which building she was passing, at what time she was passing. I told him everything. Her missing lights, missing streets and turning on the different. Yes, I told him everything, from her swerving, dropping keys, everything. Everything that I'm telling you is true. Now, I tell my brother, I said, bub, I said, grab the phone. He was like, the phone ain't even he could not get the word ringing out of his mouth before the phone started ringing. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, pick up the phone, bub. He was like, bitch, if this is auntie, don't ever talk to me again. Don't say shit else to me. So he picked up the phone, and lo and behold, it was my auntie. Well, it was our auntie. And he just looked at me. I was like, it's her, ain't it? He was like, yeah. I said, okay. I said, tell auntie I already knew she was at home. Tell her I was in the car with her. And this is no lie. Like, I literally have those kind of things happen to me. But that was the first time that I had ever experienced an out-of-body experience. So when I say that the EVPs, I don't really know too much about those. But to each his own. There's people with certain powers, certain abilities, certain things that they can do. And I'm not doubting that. I don't know how to do it, so I'm not going to knock it. So I don't know, just because I don't know how to do it, that means that I can't judge it, because I don't know if it really works. But I do know what works, and that's me and my feelings and my visions, my sights. And I really do believe that was that little girl. It really was. As sad as it is to say, it was. But I really do believe something happened to her. I don't believe it was no accident. I don't believe she died the way that they're saying that she died. I don't believe that. I believe if she was frozen, she was not frozen solid. I feel like she may have just probably been placed in there and had froze enough to where it was a lot easier and a lot faster to thaw her out. That could very well be the case. But again, I said I was going to get off here like almost 15 minutes ago. So I'm going to get off, and if anybody has any feelings or, again, any responses to anything that I've said, want to open up discussion, want to talk about some things, or, anything, just feel free to email me. Leave a comment, and I will try to come back and respond quickly. But until then, y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Now I just gotta figure out how to get off.